I am delighted to introduce you to a man who is no stranger to Newark City. He has served as a council member since he was first elected in 1980. Yes, that's 39 years. He is very active in the community, a founding member and incorporator of the Viola Blythe Center, past chairman of the Washington Hospital Development Corporation, and is a charter organization representative of the Boy Scouts. He also volunteers in the community as a member of the Newark Graffiti Abatement Group, cleaning up graffiti all over town. This gentleman also has served on numerous committees within the city of Newark and Alameda County. He received the honor of being selected Newark's Volunteer of the Year in 2009, was awarded a JCI senatorship, and he is a life member of the USJCs. In addition, he is a retired project manager with SRI International in Menlo Park, where he worked there for 45 years. He is our man of the hour, someone whose commitment to this community is evidenced in all he does in his life. Please join me in welcoming our mayor, Alan Nagy.
Thank you. I know I'm the only thing staying in between lunch and the door, I guess. So, so I'm going to make this quick. First of all, I want to thank Nancy and welcome to everybody this afternoon. What a wonderful performance that was by the Newark Memorial High School Choir. And let's give them a big round of applause, and those that are left. I do also want to mention that Joanne Hong, who's the director of the Advanced Choir, has been selected as Newark's Teacher of the Year. So please give Joanne a warm welcome. I know Joanne and the students are on spring break right now and should really be off enjoying their vacation. Instead, they were here performing for us. And it's fortunate for us that the students love singing and performing for us as much as we appreciate and take pride in their showcasing their talents. They're great ambassadors to our community, and we couldn't be more proud of them. Great job, Advanced Choir, and thank you for spending your spring break with us. I want to thank Nancy for assisting Valerie today so that she can stay home to recover from her case of pneumonia. I know that was heartbroken that she couldn't attend today. And I want to thank the Chamber for hosting today's program. We're fortunate to have such a great working relationship with Valerie and the Chamber Board. We're thankful for the work that they do to keep us connected to all of you, our business community. Thank you, Valerie and board members. And to my wife, Connie, thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience, and I do mean patience, and continued support in allowing me to fulfill my duties as mayor. And all this time, yes. At this time, I'd like to introduce my colleagues on the Newark City Council. First of all, Vice Mayor Susie Collazo, Councilmember Louis Freitas, Councilmember Michael Hannon, and Councilmember Mike Bucci. You know, one of the big reasons that we have the success we enjoy in Newark is because we work together as a team. And while we may have our individual differences, we are united in doing what's right for Newark. And from our Newark Planning Commission, we have Chair Bill Fitz, Vice Chair Jeff Aguilar, Commissioner Karen Bridges, and Commissioner Debbie Otterstetter. And representing our entire city staff is our new city manager, David Benoon. David. You know, to our employees, thank you for your partnership and hard work. Your commitment and loyalty to this community is another reason for our success. We're fortunate to have such dedicated employees working for this city. Just this past February, we held our annual Employee Service Awards program, where we recognized employees for their years of service with the city. What's noteworthy is that we celebrated a total of 17 employees who combined have contributed more than 235 years of service. That's an average of 13.8 years of service per employee. But what's even more notable is that we had one individual who has worked for the city for over 25 years. We've also had 2 individuals who have worked over 30 years with the city combined. That's 85 years of service from just those 3 individuals alone. That's incredible and does show such commitment. And I can't go without acknowledgement to our police department for the fine work they do keeping our city safe. Yes. Newark was recently named as one of the top 100 safest cities in California with a ranking of 67. That's just quite impressive, and let's give them another round of applause. In fact, please join me in giving all of our cities applause. And to the people of Newark, thank you for the privilege and pleasure of serving you. The days that I get to meet with members from the public is enlightening because that's how I learn firsthand what's on their minds and allows me to share their dreams and hopes for a better tomorrow. There's no doubt that the Bay Area is thriving. All around us, businesses are opening up, expanding, construction is up, people are working, engaging, sharing ideas, socializing, and connecting. There's an essence in the air that's energizing the community, and I'm glad to take part in it. Our mindset is to create a community with a high quality of life where families are proud to live. Certainly, one of the ways we do that is by creating jobs and opportunities that allow us to flourish and remain strong. I've been on the City Council for 39 years and served as mayor the past 7 years, so I can tell you firsthand how careful planning from being fiscally responsible has allowed Newark to grow into the successful, thriving community that it is. Don't get me wrong, it hasn't always been easy, especially earlier this century when the world economy faced its most alarming economic crisis since the Great Depression of the 30s. We were forced to make cuts to programs and services, close buildings, and lay off employees. Those were extremely difficult times, but we worked collaboratively as a team, held our course, and weathered the storm. Today, the tide is rising. It's exciting to see Newark thriving with new housing developments, retail improvements, the addition of new businesses, and ongoing recreation programs and amenities that make us popular and attractive. Our location by the bay and proximity to the Silicon Valley puts us in a prime location to take advantage of our opportunities. Let's begin by taking a look at our finances. 2018 was a year there wasn't anything that could phase the economy. Employment was strong, housing development was on the rise, and the price of existing and new home sales were reaching incredible levels despite home sales slowing by year end. Revenues generated from property tax significantly grew with Newark's assessed valuation, increasing by $1.1 billion or 14.9% over the prior 2017 fiscal year. This ranks Newark highest increase of percentage growth in Alameda County for a second year in a row and more than doubles every city in this county this past year. The city's transient occupancy tax, or hotel tax, also increased by 5% to a record level $6.4 million and is expected to increase with the opening this year of 3 new hotels. We also saw a 6% increase in sales tax from the prior fiscal year. So it's exciting to say that things are looking up in Newark. Our fiscal health is strong, construction is up, we're creating jobs, building our infrastructure, and planning for our future. Citizens want a community where they can step aside their homes and enjoy a stroll down the street, participate in a community event or a program, play, shop, eat, or just enjoy being in the sun in any of our city parks. They want to feel safe in their neighborhoods, and I bet they would love to avoid highway congestion by living in the same community where they work. We recognize the cost to do business is constantly increasing. Employment costs, pension costs, healthcare costs, or changes at the state level that impacts our local economy. We work hard to ensure that we remain competitive and fiscally healthy by not only building for our future, but by continually monitoring our expenditures, being prudent in our spending, and maintaining our reserve levels. As of June of last year, we set aside $7.6 million in our general fund emergency reserve to cover catastrophic events, and $5.1 million towards fiscal uncertainty reserve as a budget balancing measure to mitigate for economic slowdowns, recessions, or other revenue losses. Earlier, I mentioned rising employer pension costs. We continue to feel the strain on the rising employer pension costs through the California Public Employees Retirement System, CalPERS, the nation's largest public pension system. If you recall, last year I reported that CalPERS board had made significant changes in some of its actual assumptions that resulted in large increases in the pension contributions the city pays to CalPERS. Despite CalPERS' actions to reduce the fund risk, these actions continue to cause a financial strain on municipalities throughout California. In response, the City Council adopted a policy to establish a pension and other post-employment benefits reserve. Future budget surpluses will go into this reserve to help pay pension costs and help offset the projected rate increases. As of June of last year, we have reserved a total of $7.8 million. The Council also adopted a change to the amortization period for all current and future pension actuarial changes from 30 years to 20 years. Despite these challenges, we're optimistic that we're continuing on the right track towards ensuring that our budget remains balanced and the city maintains its fiscal health. These are the times when we take advantage of a strong economy by planning right and building for our future. Let's turn now to development, which continues to be a very hot topic in Newark. Just the fact that revenues generated from property tax ranked Newark with the highest increase percentage growth in Alameda County for a second year in a row and more than double every other city in the county last year is evidence that development is definitely on the rise. Where do I even begin to start? Look at us. We're the gateway to Silicon Valley, where it's home to idealists, visionaries, and tech giants like Apple, Google, Facebook, just to name a few, and some of that is spilling into Newark. We're living in such an amazing time with the progress in high-tech and biotech industries. Just think, we live in a time when cars can drive themselves. People are Skyping with each other clear across the world. We're turning on lights and alarms from our phones. And with a drop of cream, we can get rid of wrinkles. The list goes on to think Newark is home to some futurists who are just as innovative. But what's unique about Newark is we still maintain that hometown charm of the community where neighbors know one another. Newark is home to annual events that bring the community together, such as Newark Days, Family Day at the Park, and the Music at the Grove concert series. We also have wonderful performances by the Newark Symphonic Winds 3 times a year at our high school theater. You know, I fell in love with our city a long time ago. I mean, you don't run for council for as many years as I have if you don't hold that love for your community. I've seen Newark grow from a small town community to a community that is thriving and growing, more popular every day. Right now we have such a catalog of projects on our list that if I were to report on each project in detail, we'd be here all day. I can tell you, however, that since 2014, over 1,440 homes have been built and are now occupied. This reflects a 10% increase in housing units here in Newark. We also anticipate that another 400 to 500 new homes to be occupied in this calendar year. These homes will be built in various developments at Bayside Newark, formerly known as the Dumbarton Transit-Oriented Development. And these developments include William Lyons Bay Shores, Lennar's Lighthouse Townhomes, and Trumark's Glass Bay. D.R. Horton, Landsea Homes, and KB Homes will build Sanctuary Village this year as well. And we expect construction to start on 900 additional homes that will be part of Lennar's Bridgeway and Trumark's Compass Bay projects. We also saw Newark Station Seniors, a 74-unit affordable apartment complex for seniors 55 years of age and older, open at the end of last year. So you can say that we are doing our part in addressing the housing shortages in our area. Not only has Newark seen a boom in residential development, but Newark is also experiencing an increase in commercial development. Let me start with our update on New Park Mall. The mall underwent significant renovations 4 years ago that resulted in the opening of many new businesses, as well as an assortment of new restaurants and retail locations. The mall continues to expand with new businesses that have either just opened or are due to open. Businesses such as Yugo Ramen, which serves ramen and boba; Miniso, a lifestyle and fashionable department store; Burgerheim, a rapidly growing gourmet burger franchise with locations across the country; Volcano, an Asian restaurant and bar; and recently signing a lease is Simmerhong, a hot pot place. These new additions add to the challenging face of the mall and highlights the shift in living styles towards a more urban experience. We also see new development taking place in the area surrounding the mall. This is the area that we call the Greater New Park area. Construction began last year on Staybridge Suites and Spring Hill Suites, two hotels located on the old Cinedome Theater site. Both hotels are nearing completion and scheduled to open sometime this summer. Another hotel, Hyatt Place, which will be located on John Muir Drive, joins the list of construction plans under review. You may have already visited the Lazy Dog Restaurant, an upscale American casual dining restaurant chain, which recently opened and is quite successful. The New Park Place specific plan, which provides guidelines for developing the New Park area into an upscale residential and retail destination, was approved last year. The plans include a place where you can live and be in walking distance to amenities like shopping, movies, dining, concerts, and other entertainment options. The mall owner is working on phase 1 of the project right now. This phase will be the area closest to the mall entrance and will include luxury apartments and some retail. Across town, we are currently working on plans that will help guide the development of a vibrant, mixed-use downtown in the historic Newark commercial area. Plans call for an extensive community and business owner outreach to provide input into the process and plan. Currently, the historic Newark specific plan is being developed and should be complete by the end of this year. We're also experiencing an increase in high-tech development. The Morton Commerce Center, formerly the site of Morton Salt, will house 4 state-of-the-art buildings totaling over 600,000 square feet. Facebook has already leased one of the buildings that totals 225,000 square feet to prepare food to feed the employees who work on their headquarters in Menlo Park. Gateway 84 is also under construction and slated to open later this year. This is a 400,000 square foot facility, almost half of which will be leased to Facebook for some of their IT operations, as well as development of virtual reality products. Allogene Therapeutics Incorporated will also lease 118,000 square feet at Gateway 84 for a facility to make off-the-shelf, ready-to-use cell therapies for a range of diseases. Together, the Morton Commerce Center and Gateway 84 projects total over 1 million square feet of new industrial, advanced manufacturing, and high-tech development space opening later this year. Last August, Samtrans entered into an exclusive negotiating agreement with Cross Bay Transit Partners on a joint venture between Facebook and Plenary Group to engage in a public-private partnership to facilitate a high-quality, high-capacity public transit system crossing the bay. The first phase would connect Newark to Redwood City with a stop in Menlo Park, East Palo Alto, adjacent to Facebook. 4 introductory community meetings were held in February. The public-private partnership will begin technical and financial studies soon, and if the analyses proves that the project is viable, then construction could start as early as 2022. We're also making significant investments in community quality of life projects. The citywide Parks Master Plan forms the framework for the future development of parks in Newark. Based on community input, projects include a dog park, a skate park, and an all-weather turf fields. We've already started working on the most important part of the dog park, and that's naming it. We held the contest and had over 90 entries, so you could say we fetched a lot of interest. It was a bit rough, but here's our top 5 picks in alphabetical order. Newark Dog Park, Newark Canine Commons, Newark Central Bark, Newark Community Dog Park, and the Rough Patch. So these are all such great names that it's making it difficult to pick one. We're definitely going to have to chew on this for a bit. Please stay tuned, and hopefully we'll be able to give you a name soon. We expect the skate park and turf fields to be built this summer and the dog park to be completed by this fall. And best, but certainly not least, I'd like to bring you up to date on our exciting Civic Center project. Thanks to Newark voters' approval for the half-a-cent sales tax, the city has funding to construct a new Civic Center that will be home to a new police station, library, and city hall that will allow us to better serve our community. At our last council meeting, we awarded a design, build, construction, and design services contract to Webcor Builders. Construction will begin later this summer. When completed, the community will have state-of-the-art, LEED-certified buildings that will utilize the latest technology. We are excited about this project and can't believe we're so close to seeing construction start. Our plan is to keep our existing buildings open during construction, with hopes that we'll be able to occupy the new buildings in about 2 years. We are aware that we couldn't have moved forward with this project without the support of our citizens, business community, nonprofits, volunteers, our city staff, and city leaders. Our partnerships and our working relationships are what makes Newark exceptional. I feel fortunate to work in a city where citizens take pride in their community and city leaders work hard to serve their community. The Newark Civic Center will be a symbol of Newark's success and synergy of what can be accomplished. I'd like to end today's program with a special announcement. We on the City Council collaborated and agreed that we need to name the new city administration building. But what should it be named? We decided it should be named after a person. We immediately concurred that it will have to be named after someone who shares the spirit and essence of what this building represents. We unanimously agreed that there is nobody more fitting than Mayor Emeritus David W. Smith. Dave has poured his heart and soul into this community. His desire and support to education, economic development, the business community, and residents of Newark is unquestionable. Dave's campaign phrase was, "Do something," and that he did. He spent over 33 years serving the Newark community. Dave was the catalyst who led the way towards much of the progress we see today. It's only fitting to name the new building the David W. Smith Yowza Building. Okay, I'm just kidding. We will be naming the building the David W. Smith City Hall. Dave's vision has been to build a city where residents could live, work, shop, and play, all while maintaining that small town feel. That truly wraps up Newark. We are building more homes for citizens to live in, businesses are opening and creating jobs. The renovation work taking place at New Park Mall is adding to the shopping experience, while the George M. Silliman Center and sports fields offer a place for citizens to play. This past year has been a good year for Newark. Increases in our revenue base has allowed us to build our reserve levels, maintain services and programs, and helped us build a stronger community for today and for our future. The economy is doing well, and we're taking advantage of it. So, as we always have, we will continue to plan for those rainy days and capitalize on our opportunities. Thank you for joining me today, and let's continue to make Newark the great city that it is. Thank you.